Okay, wait.
And
Okay,
that's
I'm
just a
curious.
fact.
Let's say right
That's a
now.
fact,
Let's
right?
say that I mean, in a very reductionist way, kind of. Let's say that Palestinians had a state, and it was a combined state of the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. Let's say that this was granted to them, a year ago, and then let's say that October 7th happens again. Would you support the current Israeli invasion into the Gaza Strip? Everything else the same. The same number, 25, 35, whatever thousand deaths, 20 to 30% were Hamas militants. Would you support the same Israeli military operation to the Gaza Strip if they were their own country?
So that's a really good question, and I have two answers to that. One is I would accept it a lot more than the current situation
But it sounds like you
because
wouldn't accept it. I don't think you would. I think you'd be making the
no,
exact
hold on, I'm
same.
getting to that. I'm
Okay.
getting to the second part, right? So number one, I accept it more because, well, brother, you gave them everything they asked for. They still attacked you. I get it, right? And so that's point one. Point two is no, even in that situation, does there come a point, Destiny? And I would flip this back to you, where you're 200-pound guy with giant muscles, and the other kid's like 80 pounds, and you've already punched them in the face 20 times. Now everybody looking around. The first time he punched you and you punched him back, people were like, totally get it. You punched him back twice, 4 times, people were like, okay, I still get it. He started the fight. On the 20th time, you're like, please, brother, okay, you were right. You were right to attack them because they attacked you. But stop hitting him in the face. You're going to kill him. Don't. This is getting grotesque. So is there a point where it gets to be too much? Of course, it would be under any situation where you've got a war between two countries, right?
Okay, but like
Yeah, so
nobody
you can
supports.
acknowledge that,
No,
right?
if that what?
That
Acknowledge
at
what?
some point that the country that was attacked has counterattacked so badly that you
I
say,
don't.
okay, enough,
I
enough.
don't evaluate conflicts and counterattacked so badly or number of people killed. I'm thinking of like mission objectives, which I think is how every single commander everywhere in the history of all of warfare thinks of warfare. It's not just by number of deaths or whatever. It's by military objective, which is in this case it's decapitating what they consider to be a terrorist government or a terrorist group.
But you know that's impossible, right?
It's
That's
it's
like,
not impossible. I don't think so. No, of course
you
not.
think they're going to kill enough Hamas members? And at this rate, that means minimum like 55,000 dead Palestinians.
We don't know
Minimum.
100% how many. I mean, now that the ground invasion has started, I mean, the civilian deaths have slowed down quite a bit, or the,
No, they
I should
haven't.
say,
150
Palestinians.
today. It's 150 every day.
Yeah, it's better than
Look,
700 to
that's one thing
1,000
about
a
your
day in the
position.
early conflict. Like, the deaths were way higher under the airstrikes. You can look, you can plot, you can see all the deaths per day. There are still Palestinians dying every day, but the numbers have fallen off quite a bit compared to when the invasion started. But I don't think, with what you said, and I know you're saying you might support the invasion, although it sounds like you've given a lot of reasons why you wouldn't support the invasion. I don't think so. I don't think
If a
anybody
country
supports.
gets attacked by an independent country, of course they get the counterattack. Of course.
No, it's not just a counterattack. You keep trying to make this sound like it's a tit for tat. That's not how this works. Like, Israel wants to be a secure country. If you're getting attacked by somebody, you have a military objective afterwards. Their military objective is to not get attacked by them anymore. It's not like, well, you killed 1,200 of our people. We're going to go do it October 8th into your territory and kill 1,200 of your people. That's not how it works. That's not how it ever works.
So, Destiny, we got attacked on 9/11. We then attacked Afghanistan for 20 years. We attacked Iraq, which had nothing to do with it. And we killed and killed and killed and killed. And did we accomplish our objective? 20 years later, people were like, no, I can't believe we left Afghanistan. We didn't accomplish the objective. Because if you like war, you're never going to
I think
accomplish
so.
the
To be
objective.
precise on that, I think we did accomplish a righteous objective, which was essentially the decapitation of Al Qaeda. I think we did a really good job of that. The problem was that we had other missions that were stupid. One was the deposing of Saddam Hussein, and then the other two were the nation-building adventures that we went on in Afghanistan and Iraq. I think that those three things were not good, and I didn't see a good justification for them. But I think that eliminating Al Qaeda in Afghanistan, I thought that was a good thing to do. I think. I don't think.
Oh, absolutely. But did we actually target Al Qaeda? Now we're going to get too deep into that, but real quick, no. Rumsfeld turned down a U.S. general's.
Wait a second.
request for Cuba.
I think it's probably worth just moving on to the Houthis. Just talking about, like, just quickly addressing that. By the way, just apologies. The Wi-Fi and electricity all just turned off in my building, so I had to quickly rush over elsewhere. And all the lights.
That's okay. But look, I got to ask Destiny a question.
Okay, quickly, then we'll move on to the Houthis. Yeah.
So when you talk about accomplishing objectives and you say it's just slaughter Hamas, and we'll kind of know when we slaughtered them enough, but in the meanwhile we're just slaughtering innocent Palestinians. But I'm good with it because we're accomplishing a military objective. I really want to ask you: are you like 150 largely innocent, meaning like the great majority of them, even according to the IDF, are innocent civilians? 150 of them, even in the reduced rate, die every day. To me, that breaks my and Destiny. If 150 Israelis were dying every single day, and we're like, no, Palestinians ain't accomplished their objective. They still don't have a two-state solution. Kill another 150 Israelis. Kill another 150 Israelis. Kill another 150 Israelis. I don't think you'd be good with it. I don't think America would be good with it. I don't
absolutely
think anybody would be good with it.
I'm not good with it.
But
It's
with the
horrible.
Palestinians,
150
they're not really
Palestinians.
human, so
I
I'm
don't know
good
where
with
this not really human thing comes out from. I don't know if you actually do have some anti-Semitism bleeding out of the. I don't know why you keep bringing that up. I don't think anybody's arguing for the anti-humanness of Palestinians. This is a very real
No, but you
geopolitical
don't
conflict
care if
that
they
doesn't
die.
need. What I do care if they die. Hamas doesn't care if they die, and Hamas is the owner
okay.
of the region, and Hamas is the one conducting warfare. I don't
No,
know
no,
why
you
we're
say,
so
like-
critical of the
no, you
defending
say, like,
country
so
here when
Israel-
Hamas is the
Israel-
one that has. Hamas
Oh,
has
I know.
popular
Yeah.
support of the Palestinians. Hamas operates out of the Gaza Strip, and Hamas does infinite attacks
Destiny.
against civilians. Hold on, you wanted me to answer the question. You asked me if I care that civilians are dying. I do. I think it's horrible that civilians are dying, but the responsibility there rests with Hamas, and if anything, for the Palestinians that continue to support Hamas, which unfortunately is still the majority of the Palestinians. That is a big issue, and that has to be dealt with before we ask Israel to just roll over and grant them infinite peace as a reward for the October 7th attack, and then pray that they don't attack them in the future. Even though if they did attack them in the future, people like you would still say, well, you don't have the right to do that, just like you were probably against the Saudi-led coalition
Just don't
going
do
after
that
the Houthis in Yemen, even though the Houthis in Yemen are shooting ballistic missiles into Riyadh. You're going to say the exact same thing. Well, no, there's a famine, there's a humanitarian crisis, there are too many civilians dying, like that attack. Israel is still the big guy. Israel's still the 200-pound guy against the 120-pound guy, even if they're two separate states. So, no, I don't agree that giving them a separate state achieves anything for Israel. I don't even think it gives them better humanitarian standing for people internationally like you that would criticize them regardless. And I just don't see
That's not true
any
at all.
reason. I think it's absolutely true. But
Why the hell would I criticize Israel after they make a peace deal and they have two states? Well, that doesn't even make any sense.
you would criticize them for this same counterattack if Hamas continued to attack them from the Palestinian state.
No, I said you could do a counterattack, but there comes a point where you've murdered enough.
So wait, so
But
counterattacks
apparently
are
it's
just
never
measured?
enough with
Is a
the
counterattack
Palestinians.
just measured in human life then? If they kill 1,000 of my citizens, I go kill 1,000 of theirs. Is that the point of a counterattack?
No, your point is endless war, and you just admitted.
I didn't
you
say
said you
endless
don't want
war.
the two
You want
states.
endless
If you have
war.
the two
You're
states,
saying because if you
say
kill-
they're going to attack anyway because they're savages, right?
No, it
How
has
many
nothing to
are
do
you
with
going to
savages.
murder, Destiny?
However
You are
many
in
it takes
favor
to
of
complete the
murdering
mission.
more Palestinians
Because
daily.
you're
Listen,
asking.
That's a fact. I'm in favor of no Israelis dying. None. Zero. You're in favor of 150 Palestinians being murdered every single day because you didn't accomplish your totally impossible objective
Wait, so
of
Cenk,
decapitating Hamas.
Cenk, when you see the IDF in Gaza right now, do you not see them as what they're trying to do, which is trying to wipe out Hamas, or do you think they're
I
just
don't
trying
think
to
they
kill
are at all.
Palestinians for no reason?
No, I think they're trying to punish collective punishment of the Palestinians. I think they're barely trying to get Hamas. They've barely been in the tunnels. They've rescued no hostages. They've murdered hostages.
Wait, hold on.
Them
How can you
killing
say-
Palestinians wantonly on tape with your own eyes, and then you tell us, "Oh golly gee, they meant to shoot someone else, but they just accidentally murdered 27,000 Palestinians. They are the best military in the world, but they always miss. And oh, there goes another civilian. Boy, they were really trying not to kill them. Come on." Again, if you're an Israeli supporter, right-wing Israeli supporter, you believe that with all your heart. I get it. But the rest of the world doesn't believe that.
What, nobody.
at
Hold on.
all.
The rest of the.
At
First of all, if Israel was trying to just kill civilians, a 2 or 4 to 1 ratio of civilian to fighter death for civilian to Hamas militant death in a highly urban environment completely betrays that entire analysis. If they were trying to just kill civilians, they're doing the worst job of any invading power in a highly urban environment ever. Why wouldn't they have killed 100,000 or 500,000 civilians? If they really wanted to just kill as many civilians as possible, why have they only killed 20? What, has it even gotten to 30,000 yet? Why have they killed so few?
Oh, it hasn't even been 30,000. Can you imagine if we said about Israelis? They didn't even kill 30,000 Israelis. They only killed 1,200 Israelis. What's the big deal? Because that is what Israel's doing. They killed 1,200.
Why have they only killed? Why have they killed so few? Why have they killed so
Now
few?
it takes a whole week to kill 1,200 Palestinians, but no one cares.
Why, first of
Because
all,
dead
why?
Palestinians are irrelevant to the West because that's why I make the point about non-human.
No, that's not true.
Because if
Dead
it was Israelis
Palestinians-
being killed, you would be livid.
Dead-
But when it's Palestinians being killed, you just genuinely don't.
No, Cenk, I think that's not the point Destiny's trying to make.